My name is Mary. I am 21 years old. From the outside, my life seems exciting, but the truth is, I live two separate lives. In the dayMarke, I am a normal university student. I study hard. I want to be a nurse. I want to help sick people. My classes are tough, but I love learning. This is the life I choose. But at night, I have another life. After class, I work as a model. This is my secret. My two worlds do not meet. I model because I must. My family has little money. I need to pay for school, my tiny apartment, and food. Life costs so much. Modeling pays well, but it is hard. It is a world of high pressure. You must always look perfect. I am often exhausted, studying all day and working all night. I hardly sleep. Tonight, I am at a big party for a famous fashion brand. The room is packed with beautiful people in costly clothes. There are bright lights, loud music, and important people everywhere. I wear a lovely dress that is not my own. My makeup is perfect. My hair looks great. When people see me, they see a confident model. They do not see the tired student worrying about cash. I feel I do not belong here. I smile for cameras, but inside I am lonely and out of place. Others talk of costly trips and new cars. I just listen. My reality is not the same. I think of the rent due next week and the books I need for nursing class. This party is not fun for me. It is only a job. I stand in this rich, bright world, but my mind is on my simple, hard life. I know I must be strong to survive. The party music was very loud. People laughed and drank costly drinks. I tried to seem comfortable, but I felt tiny in the big, bright room. Then I saw him. His name was Mark. He was a very powerful man in fashion. He was 57 with gray hair. He wore a dark, expensive suit that made him look strong. He did not smile like others at the party. His face was serious. His eyes were cold. Many other models stood near him. They all wanted his attention. They laughed and tried to look pretty for him. He did not look at them. His eyes found me across the room. He watched me for a long mark. I felt nervous under his stare. It was like he was studying a thing, not seeing a person. After a few minutes, he walked toward me. He moved slow and with sure steps. The other models watched him go. They looked shocked, and then they looked at me. He walked right past them and stopped before me. He was much taller than I am. I had to look up to see his face. He was too close. I could smell his expensive cologne. "You are Mary," he said. It was not a question. His voice was low and soft, but I heard it clearly over the loud music. I just nodded. I could not find my voice to talk. "I will be direct," he went on, his cold eyes locked on my face. "You have two choices. You can agree to date me. If you do, you will have all you want. A new car, a beautiful apartment, costly clothes. The second choice is simple. You can say no. If you say no, I will make sure you never model in this city again." I was totally shocked. I could not move or breathe. My mind went blank. An Olmarcatum. He gave me an Olmarcatum at a party full of people. I just stared at him. I wanted to run, but my feet felt stuck to the floor. I looked past his shoulder at the other models. They watched us. They did not look at me with concern. They looked jealous. Their eyes said I was lucky. They thought this powerful, scary man was a win. Their jealousy made me more confused. Was this good? Was this awful? I did not know what to do. I just stood there, silent and scared. I went home to my apartment after the party. My small room was very cold. I did not have the money for good heat. I sat on my bed and looked around. The walls were bare. The furniture was old. This was my life. Study all day, work all night. I was always tired and always poor. I thought about Mark's words over and over. He gave me a hard choice. I could say yes to him and get a better life. I could have money, nice clothes, and an easy modeling job. Or I could say no and lose my work. I would have nothing. It was a bad threat. I was afraid of him, but I was also afraid of being poor. I did not sleep that night. My mind was full of questions. Was this the only path? Could I really do this? In the morning, I was still tired, but I chose. I could not keep living like this. I needed help, and he was giving it. My hands shook when I took my phone. I found his number and called. When he answered, his voice was cold and deep. "I will do it," I said softly. "I will date you." He did not sound shocked. He just said, "Good. A car will be there in 1 hour." A big black car came exactly 1 hour later. The driver opened the door for me. I had never been in a car like that. It was clean and smelled like new leather. The driver took me to a very costly store. Mark waited for me inside. He did not smile, but he saw my old clothes. "We need to buy you something to wear," he said. He chose a beautiful red dress for me. When I put it on, I looked in the mirror. I did not know myself. I looked sure and beautiful. Later, we went to a fine restaurant for dinner. It was the sort of place I only saw in magazines. When we walked in, everyone looked at us. They looked at Mark because he was powerful, and they looked at me because I was with him in my red dress. I felt like a new person. For the first Mark, I was not unseen. It was a weird and strong feeling. Mark ordered costly food and wine. He talked to me and asked about my life. I began to relax. I thought maybe this could be all right. He was caring for me. I felt safe, and I wanted to think he was a good man. The next few weeks were like a dream. Mark and I went on many dates, maybe 2 or 3 each week. We ate at costly restaurants where the food looked like art. He took me to see plays in old, lovely theaters. I wore new dresses he bought for me. Before Mark, my life was gray and hard. Now it was full of color and light. He was very charming. He always opened the car door for me and pulled out my chair at dinner. These were small acts, but they made me feel important and special. One night at a quiet restaurant, he gave me a small blue box. Inside was a thin gold bracelet. It was simple, but very pretty. "A gift for you, Mary," he said, and he put it on my wrist himself. I never had real gold before. I felt so glad, but an odd feeling also grew in me. I knew this gift was not truly free. He was good at fixing my problems. My old computer for my university classes was very slow and old. I told him about it one night. The next day, a new computer came to my apartment. I did not ask for it. He just sent it. I was very grateful. I did not have to worry about money for food or my rent now. But I began to feel I owed him something huge. Our market together was not just talk. He always held my hand when we walked. His hand was big and warm around mine. He often put his arm around my shoulders when we sat. His touch was nice, but it was also heavy with meaning. He listened when I talked about my hard nursing classes, but his eyes were always on me. He watched my mouth when I spoke. He watched my hands when I moved them. It was a look that made me feel nervous. I knew he waited for something more from me. He wanted more than just to hold my hand that dinner. I wanted to believe he was a good man. He was kind to me and made me laugh. I told myself his strong attention was because he liked me a lot. But some Marquez, when he looked at me, with his dark, serious eyes, I felt a bit scared. I felt like a pretty thing he owned, not a person he knew. At the end of our dates, he always left me at my door with a soft kiss on my cheek. I knew those soft kisses would not last for good. He was a patient man, but he was waiting for more. One evening, Mark and I were in his big, costly car. It was raining outside. Small drops of water hit the windows. The sound was soft and quiet. Inside the car, it was warm and dark. We did not talk much. The city lights passed by the window, making soft colors inside the car. I looked at my hands. I felt a strange feeling in my stomach. It was both excitement and fear. Mark stopped the car on a quiet street. He turned to look at me. His eyes were serious in the dark. He did not speak for a long Marque. The silence felt very heavy. He moved closer to me on the leather seat. I could feel the warmth from his body. My heart began to beat very fast. I did not know what to do. He put his hand on my face. His hand was warm and gentle. Then he leaned in and kissed me. His lips were soft. The kiss was long and slow. I closed my eyes. For a moment, I forgot about everything. I forgot about the money and my small, cold room. But then a thought came into my head. It was a secret, a big secret, and I needed to tell him. I gently pulled away from the kiss. I could not look at him. I looked down at my dress. "Mark," I said. My voice was just a whisper. "I have to tell you something." He waited. He was very patient. "What is it, Mary?" he asked. His voice was low. I took a deep breath. This was the hardest part. "I have never been with a man before," I said. "I am a virgin." The car was totally silent. I could only hear the rain and my own heart. I was so scared. I thought he would get mad. Maybe he would laugh at me and call me a child. I waited for him to say something cruel, but he did not get angry. He did not laugh. Instead, his eyes opened wide with surprise. A big, real smile came to his face. He looked very happy. He looked like a man who found something very precious, like a diamond. "A virgin," he said. His voice was full of joy. "Mary, that is wonderful. You are so special. You are very rare." He touched my face again. His smile made me feel warm inside. My fear began to fade. He leaned in and kissed me again. This Mark the kiss was different. It was more passionate, more sure. He held me close. "I will take care of you," he promised. "You are mine to protect." In that moment, in the dark car with the rain outside, I believed him. I trusted him fully. Mark drove us to the best hotel in the city. The building was very tall and made of shiny glass. Inside, a man in a nice uniform opened our car door. We went up in a fast, quiet elevator. The doors opened right into our room. It was not just a room, it was a suite. It was bigger and prettier than my whole apartment building. The windows were huge from the floor to the ceiling. I could see all the city lights below us like a rug of stars. The view was amazing. The suite was full of my favorite white flowers. There were white roses on the big wood table and tall lilies by the window. The smell was pretty and sweet. A bottle of costly champagne was in a silver bucket of ice next to two tall, thin glasses. Mark opened the bottle, and the sound was a happy pop. He carefully poured the champagne and gave me a glass. He smiled, and his eyes looked different tonight. They were not cold or controlling. They were warm and kind. He told me I was beautiful in the red dress. He did not talk about my model work or the fashion world. He asked about my dream to become a nurse. He listened well to every word I said. For the first Mark, I felt he saw the real me, not just a pretty face. I forgot about his ulmarkatum. I forgot about the money. I only saw a man who wanted to know me, a man who thought I was special. I felt totally safe with him. When he touched my hair, I was not afraid. My heart beat fast, but it was a good and exciting feeling. I was nervous because it was my first Mark with a man. He knew this, and he was very gentle and patient. He whispered kind words to me. He made me feel wanted and important. I believed he truly cared for me. I thought this was the start of a real, loving bond, not just a deal. Later, we were quiet. I lay in the big, soft bed with clean, white sheets. I put my head on his chest and listened to his heart. It was a strong, steady sound. I closed my eyes and felt his arms holding me. All my problems felt very far away. My cold room, my empty bank account, my loneliness, it was all gone. I was not a poor student anymore. I was a woman in love, and I was loved back. I fell asleep feeling safe and happy. I believed my new life started on this special night. I woke up alone in the big, soft bed. The morning sun was bright in the costly hotel room, making everything look gold. For a moment, I felt truly happy. I remembered the night before, his arms around me, and I smiled. I believed it was the start of a great new life for me. I turned to look at Mark, hoping to see him sleeping next to me, but his side of the bed was empty and cold. Then I saw him. He was standing far across the room by the big window. He was already fully dressed in his dark business suit. He was not looking at the pretty city outside. He was looking down at his phone, his thumb moving fast over the screen. He looked busy and very stern. He did not look like the same soft man who held me all night. "Mark?" I said. My voice was small and quiet in the large room. He turned his head slowly. He looked at me, but his eyes were totally different. Last night his eyes were warm and full of passion and kindness. Now they were as cold and empty as a winter sky. The smile was gone from his face. He looked at me like I was a stranger or a worker he needed to fire. It was like he did not know me at all. "You should get dressed," he said. His voice was flat and had no feeling. "The driver is waiting for you downstairs." I just sat up in the bed, the soft sheets around me. I could not grasp his words. I watched him walk to the small table next to the bed. He took a thick stack of cash from his pocket. He placed it on the polished wood of the table. The sound was not loud, but it felt like a gunshot in the quiet room. My heart felt like a heavy rock in my chest. Suddenly, I understood everything clearly. The flowers, the champagne, his gentle words. It was all part of a game. Last night was not about starting a relationship. It was a simple trade. He wanted one thing from me, and he got it. Now the deal was done. The money on the table
was my payment. I felt a terrible, hot shame burn my face. I wanted to cry, but the tears would not come. I was completely frozen. He did not look at me again. He turned back to the window and his phone. It was like I was not there anymore. I was invisible again, just like before I met him. I quickly got out of the bed and found my clothes. My hands shook so much it was hard to put them on. I did not look at the money. I did not want to touch it. It felt dirty. I felt dirty. The pretty room now felt like a cold, costly jail. He treated me like an object, something he bought and was now done with. He was throwing me away. I walked to the door without a single word. I opened it and left the room. I did not look back. I did not leave my small room. I did
not eat. I only cried. I looked at the pretty red dress he bought for me. It was on a chair in the corner. It looked like a costume from another life. The jewelry was cold and heavy in my hand. I felt so dumb and so used. The world outside was quiet, but my head was very loud. I thought about his cold eyes in the hotel room. I thought about the money on the table. The sadness was a heavy blanket. On the fourth day, I stopped crying. I was tired of feeling weak. I walked to the small mirror in my bathroom and looked at my face. My eyes were red, but I saw something else, too. I saw a fire inside them. It was not a big fire, but it was there. He wanted me to be a dayMarke. He wanted me to be silent and sad. I decided I did not want that. I was not just a model. I was a person. I was a student. I was Mary. I opened my old laptop. My hands shook, but my heart felt strong. I went to social media and I started to write. I wrote about everything. I wrote about the party and the 2 choices he gave me. I wrote about the costly dates and how he was always watching me. I wrote about the hotel and the cold morning after. I told the truth about the money he left for me. I did not use his name, but people in fashion knew who I meant. My story went everywhere online. It was a huge scandal. Many people were shocked. Other models began to share their own stories about him. They were quiet before because they were scared. But now they were not scared. Soon newspapers wrote about Mark. His name was bad now. He lost his powerful job. He called my phone many marks, but I never answered. I had nothing to say to him. My life changed too. Mark was right about one thing. I lost my modeling career. The phone calls for jobs stopped. Some people said I was brave. Other people said I was a problem. But I did not feel sad about it. A strange peace came to my heart. I took the money from the hotel room. I did not want it, but I chose to use it for something good. I used all of it to pay for my university classes. Now I am a full Mark nursing student. I am poor again, and my room is still small. But I am free. I walk to my classes with my head high. I do not need costly clothes or a rich man to feel important. I have my books and my future. I see myself now, and that is enough. I am strong, and I am going to help people. My new life is my own.